So now that we've created our case, down here in our case activities and our case timeline, we already have some predefined activities. So what we want to do actually is we actually want to clear those activities one by one is what we want to do. And so to do that, we're going to begin with the first one. Remember, it goes from the bottom up. We're going to begin with the first one over here, which is take history. I'm going to come over here where it says scheduled. I'm going to click edit. And then we're at the edit take history screen. And so we could assign this to somebody if we wanted to, but we're not going to. We're going to do this ourselves. And the subject is case history. We can state whether we took this in person, by phone, through email. I'm just going to say that we took it by phone. And this is where you would place the case history details. You can add some attachments if you want. If you have perhaps a case history sheet that you actually prefer to fill out by hand and then just scan and place into the system, you could choose to do that instead of entering the information in here. You can send a copy of this, once again, to people who are associated with it. List the duration. State that this has now been completed. And I will say that it took me 5 minutes to complete. The priority was normal, and now I can click save. And now as you'll come down, you'll see this has now been completed. The case history is done. And now we can move on to the next step, which is to develop a plan of action. Once again, we click edit. We come down. If we're not going to do this ourselves, if we're going to assign this to somebody, we could assign this to somebody else here. I'm not going to do that. Just going to state this is the plan of action. Took this in person at the main office. And here's where you would list the details for the plan of action itself, or if you had the plan of action in an attachment, you would attach that plan of action here via attachments. Send a copy, which will also send the attachments to whoever you want. List a duration if you want. I'm just going to move down to completed here and click save. And now, as we go down, we can see this has now been completed. Here's the plan of action. And if we want to take a look at that plan of action or that case history, we click that and we get to view right there the activity. We get the activity type, that it is a case history, who it was created by, was taken by phone, the date and time, and then the case history itself. Took 5 minutes, was completed, the priority was normal. So in the next video, we're going to go over case roles and other relationships and how to associate other people and other people with this particular case, whether it be staff or whether they simply be family members or friends of the individual.